I now declare that discipline is divine order at work in my life, a holy rhythm that brings all things into perfect alignment. It is not forced upon me by the world, but flows from within me as a gift from infinite intelligence. I no longer view it as a restriction, but as the gentle hand of spirit guiding my steps in perfect sequence, so that nothing in my life is wasted, delayed, or misplaced. I know now that every moment I choose discipline, I am choosing alignment with the higher plan already prepared for me. My actions, my thoughts, my decisions, and even my pauses are all perfectly timed under divine law. I am never too early, I am never too late, for discipline moves me like a vessel carried by the exact tide meant for me. I trust this flow completely, and it carries me swiftly toward the shores of my destiny. With each day, I see how discipline keeps me in harmony with the universal order. The world outside may appear chaotic, but within me there is a steady pulse, the beat of divine direction. I follow it faithfully, and because I follow it, doors open at the precise moment I arrive. I need not push them open with force, they swing wide as if they were waiting for me all along. This is the power of discipline in alignment with spirit. It does not race ahead in restless impatience, nor does it lag behind in hesitation. It moves in perfect partnership with my good, allowing blessings to meet me at the appointed time. Every choice I make in discipline feels like I am setting one more stone in the beautiful path I am walking. I see this path stretching before me, smooth, clear, free of unnecessary detours, because divine order is paving it through my disciplined actions. I wake when I said I would wake. I complete what I said I would complete. I hold myself to the standard of my higher self, not the whims of my lower self. And because of this, I feel an unshakable confidence that my life is unfolding exactly as it should. I know now that procrastination and confusion were never a part of my true nature. They were shadows cast by fear and forgetfulness. But discipline has brought me back into remembrance of who I am, of what I carry, of the purpose I was sent here to fulfill. And in this remembrance, I walk with a steady and certain step. The divine order that governs the stars also governs my days. My time is not random, my energy is not scattered, my focus is not broken. I am centered, aligned, and deeply in tune with the perfect timing of the universe. Discipline is the proof that I trust this timing, and it is the reason I always arrive at my blessings without delay. I affirm that discipline is not a cage but the open doorway to my greatest freedom. I see now that what the undisciplined call restriction, the wise call liberation, for without discipline, I was at the mercy of moods, tossed about by distractions, easily led by every passing urge. That was not freedom, that was captivity in disguise. But discipline has released me from that bondage. It has broken the chains of inconsistency and shown me that true liberty is the ability to direct my life with intention, to choose my steps with clarity, and to create results that endure. When I honor discipline, I am not confined, I am empowered. I choose the path that leads to my expansion rather than the one that wastes my time and drains my spirit. Discipline does not take away my joy, it multiplies it, for my joy is no longer stolen by regret over what I did not do or the chances I let slip away. My mind is no longer cluttered with the heaviness of unfinished tasks or broken promises to myself. Instead, my heart is light, because I walk in integrity with my own word. I do what I said I would do, and that makes me powerful in a way nothing else can. I see discipline now as the guardian of my dreams. Without it, my visions remain fantasies floating in the distance, unreachable. But with discipline, I bring them down into form, shaping them day by day until they stand solid before me. Every act of discipline is like laying a brick in the house of my freedom. I build steadily, without rushing, without abandoning the work. And in time, I dwell in the beautiful life I have created, safe and strong because its foundation is discipline. I also see that discipline is a shield against the temptations that would lead me away from my path. It strengthens my will so that I am not seduced by what is easy but empty. I am no longer fooled by shortcuts that lead nowhere. I am willing to take the path of consistency, knowing it will bring me to the rich garden of results that cannot be stolen from me. This freedom I now enjoy is not given to me by chance. It is earned through the steady rhythm of my daily actions. I rise each day with purpose, and my purpose guides my choices. There is no fear of the future, for I know I am creating it with each disciplined step. I am not at the mercy of the winds, for I hold the sails with my own hands, steering my life exactly where I desire it to go. And because I choose discipline, I choose freedom, the kind of freedom that is lasting, unshakable, and eternal. I act in discipline because I love my future self. I honor the person I am becoming by giving them the gift of preparation today. I see my future self standing in the fullness of their blessings, smiling back at me with gratitude for the choices I am making now. Every small, consistent step I take is not lost. It is a seed planted in the rich soil of destiny, watered by my faith, and nurtured by my persistence. I do not need to see immediate results to trust the process, for I know that seeds grow in silence before they burst into view. My discipline is proof that I believe in the harvest that is coming. I no longer trade my future for temporary ease or fleeting pleasure. I value the life that is waiting for me too much to abandon it for the distractions of the moment. My discipline speaks louder than my excuses. When I wake up early, when I finish what I start, when I choose what builds me instead of what drains me, I am sending a message to the universe that I am serious about my destiny. And the universe responds in kind, arranging circumstances, aligning opportunities, and opening doors that my undisciplined self would never have been ready to walk through. I see now that love for my future self is not just a feeling, it is an action. It is in the daily habits I keep, the priorities I honor, and the commitments I uphold, even when no one is watching. My future self is counting on me to protect their blessings before they arrive, to create the space and readiness for what they will hold. I guard that future as a treasure. I shield it from waste by keeping my time sacred and my focus sharp. There is a deep joy in knowing that my efforts are not in vain. Even on days when progress feels slow, I remind myself that every stroke of the chisel shapes the masterpiece, even if the world cannot yet see it. I do not demand that the harvest come before its season, for I know divine timing is perfect. My task is to remain faithful, to keep tending the garden of my life with care and patience. I walk in the awareness that discipline is an act of love in motion. It is me giving my future self the gift of readiness, the gift of stability, the gift of a life free from the chaos of regret. And because I love my future self, I refuse to betray them with negligence today. I show up, I follow through. I stand strong, and in doing so, I step closer each day to the life I have been called to live, knowing that love in action cannot fail to bear fruit. I speak the word of order into my life now. I declare that the days of confusion, clutter, and scattered energy are over. Divine order moves through every area of my being, sweeping away all that does not serve my highest good. My mind becomes a clear and open space where only purposeful thoughts dwell. My heart beats in harmony with my vision, and my actions move in perfect rhythm toward my destiny. There is no more wrestling between what I know I should do and what I allow myself to do. In the presence of divine order, hesitation dissolves, and I act with confidence. I see discipline as the hand that organizes my life into a masterpiece. It takes the loose threads of my intentions and weaves them into a strong, unbreakable cord. I no longer live in the half-light of unfinished projects and forgotten promises. Every commitment I make is now honored. Every plan I set is now followed through. And because order has replaced chaos, I walk through my days with ease. There is no frantic rushing, no wasteful wandering, no energy lost to indecision. I move with purpose, and the path before me is clear. I know that chaos is not my natural state, it is the result of neglecting the divine pattern already written within me. When I return to discipline, I return to that pattern, and my life begins to align effortlessly. The right things fall into place, and the wrong things fall away without struggle. I no longer have to push and pull to make life work. I simply keep myself in order, and life mirrors that order back to me in every blessing. The peace I feel in this order is priceless. I no longer wake up weighed down by the noise of unfinished work. I greet each morning, knowing exactly what is mine to do, and I do it without delay. My mind is not cluttered with worry because I trust the system of discipline and order I now live by. Even my surroundings reflect this shift. My space is organized, my environment supports my goals, and I keep only what lifts me higher. I speak to every corner of my life and declare, be in order. My finances fall into place, my health habits align with vitality, my relationships are nurtured in peace, and my time is managed in wisdom. I no longer allow chaos to take root, for I know that where chaos grows, blessings are delayed. But in the garden of order, abundance blooms freely. And so I keep sowing the seeds of order through daily discipline, trusting that the life I am building is steady, strong, and unshakable. I move forward without the weight of confusion, for clarity now lights my path. I am no longer scattered, I am gathered, focused, and aligned. And in this sacred order, I am ready to receive the fullness of all that is meant for me. Through my discipline. Through my discipline, the right opportunities cannot pass me by. I am always in the right place, at the right time, with the right preparation. The universe knows my readiness, and by divine law, what belongs to me is drawn to me with perfect precision. I do not chase, I align. I do not grasp in desperation. I stand in quiet confidence, knowing that discipline has placed me exactly where my blessings will meet me. I understand now that opportunity without preparation is a burden, but preparation through discipline turns every opportunity into a victory. I move through life with an inner assurance that the doors meant for me will open effortlessly because I have already prepared myself to walk through them. There is no fear of missing my moment, for discipline has made me ready in advance. I have trained my mind to see possibilities others overlook. I have strengthened my will to take immediate purposeful action when the call comes. I do not hesitate because hesitation is the enemy of divine timing, and discipline has removed that enemy from my path. I recognize that every act of discipline is a signal to the universe that I am serious about my calling. Each time I keep my word to myself, each time I rise early to work on my vision, each time I refuse distraction in favor of purpose, I am sending out a clear message: I am ready, I am capable, I am worthy, and that signal cannot go unanswered. The right people, the right resources, the right circumstances are drawn to my life with magnetic force. I also know that opportunities often appear disguised as challenges or small beginnings. Because of discipline, I am not fooled by appearances. I see beyond the surface and recognize the divine invitation hidden within. I step forward boldly, for my preparation gives me the courage to embrace what others might reject. I am never caught off guard, for I live in a constant state of readiness. Discipline has taught me patience as well as action. I do not demand that every door open at once, for I know that each one opens in its appointed season. While I wait, I work. While I prepare, I trust. And when the moment comes, I am already in motion. I walk through the doorway with calm authority, knowing that I belong there because I have done the work to arrive there. This is the beauty of living in discipline. I am never scrambling to catch up with life. Life meets me exactly where I am, and I am always ready. Opportunity flows to me naturally, without struggle, because I have made myself the kind of person opportunity seeks, and so I move forward, disciplined and prepared, confident that the blessings I am destined for will find me, and when they do, I will be more than ready to claim them. I do not wait for motivation, I move in faith. Discipline has become the proof of my belief in the destiny prepared for me. I understand now that faith is not simply a feeling or a hope, it is a daily choice to act in alignment with what I know to be true, even before it appears. Each disciplined action is a declaration that I trust the promise already written in my spirit. I do not need to see the entire path to take the next step, for I know the path will rise to meet me when I walk in obedience to my higher calling. There was a time when I thought I needed to feel inspired to take action, but I have learned that inspiration follows action, not the other way around. The discipline to move forward, even in the absence of visible results, is the clearest sign of my faith. Every day that I choose discipline, I am choosing to believe that the seeds I plant will grow. Even when the soil looks bare, I understand that the roots are forming long before the blossoms appear. This kind of faith cannot be shaken by delay or challenge, because it is anchored in truth, not in circumstances. Discipline has trained me to keep moving when others stop, to keep building when others give up, and to keep speaking life when others speak defeat. I trust that my consistent efforts are guided by divine law which cannot fail. The results are inevitable, because the law is unbreakable. Discipline and faith walk hand in hand in my life. Faith gives me the vision, and discipline turns that vision into reality. Without discipline, faith would remain a dream. Without faith, discipline would be empty motion. Together they form the unstoppable force that carries me into the life I am meant to live. When the way is unclear, I do not stop. I take the step that is before me, knowing that the next one will appear in perfect time. I am no longer swayed by fleeting emotions or by the opinion of others. My discipline is rooted in something higher than mood, stronger than fear, and more certain than doubt. I do not need constant reassurance, because my actions are my reassurance. My daily discipline is a living testament that I believe in my purpose, my potential, and my promised outcome. Every moment I act in discipline, I send a signal to the unseen realm that I am ready for what I have asked for, and because I move in faith, without waiting for perfect conditions, the universe moves with me. My path is lit step by step, my strength is renewed daily, and my heart grows more certain with every act of obedience. I live in the unshakable truth that what I seek is also seeking me, and my discipline ensures that we will meet without fail. All distractions now dissolve into nothingness. They have no power over me, for I have chosen the higher road of focus and purpose. I see clearly now that distraction is a thief, stealing my time, my energy, and my potential, but it cannot touch me when I walk in the strength of discipline. I no longer allow my attention to be scattered across things that do not serve my vision. My time is sacred ground, and I guard it with wisdom. I recognize that every distraction is an invitation to delay my destiny, and I refuse it without hesitation. What once pulled me away from my work now passes me by, without even a glance, because my eyes are fixed on what matters. My spirit is too valuable to be tangled in meaningless noise. I do not chase every shiny thing that appears in my path, for I know not all that glitters is gold. I have learned to distinguish between what is urgent and what is important, and I choose importance every time. Discipline has built a wall of protection around my purpose. I do not scroll endlessly, wander aimlessly, or fill my days with tasks that bear no fruit. My mind is a sanctuary for thoughts that uplift, inspire, and move me forward. The moment distraction knocks, discipline answers on my behalf and says, "There is no room for you here," and with that my focus remains unbroken. I also understand that distraction often comes disguised as comfort. It whispers to me that it's fine to rest a little longer, to put things off, to avoid what feels difficult, but I see through that lie. I know that my greatest comfort will come from the fulfillment of my purpose, not from the temporary relief of avoidance. Discipline has trained me to lean into what must be done, knowing that every moment I invest in my vision brings me closer to the life I desire. I am intentional with my environment. I choose spaces, people, and habits that support my clarity. I remove what tempts me to drift away from my path. I create rhythms in my day that keep me anchored in action. The less time I give to distractions, the more life I give to my dreams. And in this way, I reclaim every lost minute, every stolen opportunity, and every ounce of energy that was once wasted. Now my focus is a steady flame that no wind can blow out. My energy flows in one powerful direction, and because it is concentrated, it is unstoppable. Distraction has no foothold in my life, for I have replaced it with devotion. Devotion to my calling, devotion to my growth, devotion to the divine plan unfolding through me. And as I remain steadfast, my results multiply, my path clears, and I move forward with unshakable certainty. This discipline is not temporary. It is not a passing mood, nor a burst of short-lived inspiration. It is anchored deep within my soul, rooted so firmly that no change in weather, season, or circumstance can shake it. I do not wait for conditions to be perfect. I do not require the right mood to act. My discipline stands apart from the shifting winds of emotion. It is steady, like the heartbeat of life itself, constant and faithful. I have built this discipline brick by brick, choice by choice, day by day. At first it was an effort, but now it is a way of being, as natural to me as breathing. I no longer negotiate with myself over whether to do what needs to be done. I simply do it. I no longer battle with indecision. I simply choose an alignment with my purpose. My discipline has become my default setting, the rhythm by which I live and move. Because this habit is unshakable, my progress is inevitable. Even when the path feels long, I keep moving. Even when results seem delayed, I stay the course. I have learned that the strength of discipline is not in bursts of intensity, but in the quiet, steady consistency that carries me through every season. My discipline is not a sprint, it is an eternal march toward my highest good. I know now that discipline, when anchored in the soul, survives every challenge. If storms come, I remain. If distractions call, I do not answer. If delays appear, I keep building. I am not swayed by the highs and lows of life, because my actions are not ruled by them. I rise when I am tired, I show up when it is difficult, I persist when it is tempting to stop. This is the power of an unshakable habit. It removes the question of if, and leaves only the decision of when, and the answer is always now. My discipline is not dependent on outside reward. I am not driven only by the applause of others, for my reward is the satisfaction of keeping my word to myself. My integrity is intact, because I do what I say I will do, and because of this, I trust myself deeply. That trust fuels my confidence, and that confidence fuels my results. This unshakable discipline is my lifelong companion. It will carry me into every blessing I am meant to receive. It will sustain me through seasons of growth and seasons of testing. It will keep my hands building and my heart believing, and because I have made discipline my nature, my victories are certain. Nothing can remove this anchor from my soul. It is a permanent part of who I am, and through it, I create a life of stability, abundance, and endless possibility. By divine law, every disciplined action I take is multiplied back to me in success, abundance, and joy. I do not labor in vain, for I know that each choice made in alignment with my purpose carries a ripple effect far greater than I can see in the moment. My discipline plants seeds not only in the soil of today, but in the fertile fields of my future, and these seeds return to me pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Nothing is wasted. Every step forward is a deposit into the storehouse of my destiny, and the harvest is inevitable. I understand now that blessings do not come only from grand gestures or rare moments of inspiration. They are born from the steady, faithful rhythm of doing what must be done each day. The law of cause and effect is always at work, and my discipline ensures that the causes I set into motion are those that bring me good. I am intentional with my time, careful with my energy, and committed to the actions that align with my calling, knowing that these investments will always return to me multiplied. Even the smallest act of discipline carries divine weight. A simple choice to stay the course, to finish the task, to resist the pull of distraction, each one sends a message to the universe. I am ready for more, and the universe answers by sending more opportunities, more provision, more connections, more breakthroughs. My blessings grow not by accident, but by the consistent watering of my vision through disciplined action. I see my life now as a field in constant bloom. Discipline ensures that I am always planting, always tending, always preparing for the next harvest. While others may wait for luck or chance, I work in faith, and that faith guarantees my increase. I do not fear lack, for I know that the work I put in today will meet me as abundance tomorrow. The cycle is perfect, the law is unbreakable, and my role is clear: to keep sowing through discipline. When my blessings arrive, they are not small, they are overflowing, exceeding what I imagined, because they carry the multiplied return of every moment I chose purpose over comfort. I look back and see that nothing was ever in vain, not the early mornings, not the late nights, not the sacrifices, not the patience. All of it has come back to me, refined and multiplied by the hand of divine order, and so I remain steadfast. I keep my hands to the work, my heart in faith, and my eyes on the vision. I do not grow weary, for I know the law is certain: what I sow in discipline, I will reap in abundance. My blessings are ever increasing, ever multiplying, and they come to me now in perfect ways, by perfect law, without delay. I stand today as living proof that discipline has transformed my life, opened the gates of abundance, and secured my victory. The person I am now is not the same as the one who once lived at the mercy of moods, distractions, and excuses. I have been remade from the inside out. Discipline has rewritten my habits, reshaped my thoughts, and rebuilt my character on a foundation that cannot be shaken. I have walked through the seasons of struggle, the moments of doubt, the tests of patience, and in each one, discipline has held me steady until the breakthrough came. I see now that discipline is not something I practice for a time and then set aside. It is woven into my very identity. It has become the quiet strength behind every victory, the unseen force that carries me through obstacles and delivers me to my blessings. My life is no longer ruled by chance or wishful thinking. It is guided by intention, action, and faith in the divine law that rewards the faithful steward. Every goal I set now feels possible, not because it will be handed to me without effort, but because I know I will meet it with the unyielding power of disciplined action. The change is not only in what I have accomplished, but in who I have become. I trust myself in a way I never did before. I know that when I make a promise to myself, I will keep it. That trust has become a source of unshakable confidence, and that confidence opens doors that once seemed closed. I no longer doubt whether I am ready. I live ready. I no longer wonder if I will follow through. I follow through by nature. This transformation is eternal because it is built on principles that do not fade. Seasons may change, circumstances may shift, but the discipline I have embraced is a constant companion. It whispers to me in the morning to rise and begin. It walks beside me through the day, guiding my steps in alignment with my purpose. It stays with me at night, giving me peace because I know I have done what was mine to do. I look at my life now and see the evidence everywhere, the opportunities I have seized, the blessings I have received, the strength I have built, the peace I carry. All of it flows from the choice to live in discipline. And I know that this choice will continue to bear fruit for the rest of my life, increasing my success, deepening my joy, and expanding my reach. Discipline has changed my life forever, not as a temporary improvement, but as a permanent elevation. I walk in the certainty that I am no longer who I was, I am who I was always meant to be. And from this day forward, I will remain in the flow of divine order, guided by the unwavering force that has brought me here, and will carry me into every good thing yet to come. And so I close this chapter with a heart full of gratitude and eyes fixed on the horizon of greater things yet unseen. I declare with unwavering faith, the discipline I have embraced is now the heartbeat of my destiny. It is no longer something I strive for, it is who I am. My thoughts are orderly, my actions are intentional, my words are aligned with truth, and my life reflects the perfection of divine law in motion. Every step I take is blessed, every effort I make is multiplied. Every seed I sow through disciplined action returns to me as a harvest of abundance, joy, and fulfillment. I no longer chase results. Results flow to me because I am in harmony with the law of cause and effect. The work I do in faith, in focus, in consistency, becomes the very magnet that draws all good toward me. I release all fear of failure, for discipline makes failure impossible. I release all doubt, for discipline turns dreams into realities. I release all hesitation, for discipline moves me forward without delay. I am a living channel for divine order, and everything I touch prospers. From this moment on, I walk in quiet confidence, knowing that my future is not left to chance, but crafted by the daily choices I make in alignment with my highest self. My life is a masterpiece in progress, painted by the steady hand of discipline, and illuminated by the eternal light of divine guidance. I bless my path ahead. I bless every opportunity on its way to me. I bless my mind, my body, my spirit, and the work of my hands. And as I move forward, I declare my discipline will continue to shape my life, uplift my spirit, and manifest the desires of my heart, now, tomorrow, and forevermore. It is done. It is complete. And so it is.